They're racing now. It jumped that well, Catnip, near the inside, away quickly, Pardeur, and going away smartly, Winged Hope, who's going to hold the outside rail. Catnip coming across with it, and also Desert Song. Deeper out on the track was Settles. Then Lover's Choice, back behind it, Primrose Penny, as Pardeur and has gone up Desert Song just the leader as they go to the 600-metre mark from Catnip. Over on the inside, Tropical Affair, a length further back to Mad Dam, Primrose Penny Settles. Getting well back, Winged Hope, and last of all is Love's Choice. 400 metres out, and on the outside it's Desert Song just in front. Catnip wanting to lay in a little bit over on the inside, and going up there, Tropical Affair making a line of 3. Pardeur is under the whip, then comes further back Winged Hope, and on the inside Mad Dam. Catnip took the lead though at the 100-metre mark. Tropical Affair is going with it. Catnip and Tropical Affair. Tropical Affair, Catnip on the inside. Tropical Affair looks to be going a little better. Catnip fights back. Oh, nothing in it. Nothing in it between Tropical Affair and Catnip. Winged Hope's got third from Pardeur. Then Desert Song, Primrose Penny, Mad Dam. Back behind those Love's Choice, and Settles was actually last over the line.
Great finish, 10 Tropical Affair, 320 and 140, or 2 Catnip, 220 and 120 for third, 11 Winged Hope, 220.
The win.
Super Tab here, 10 Tropical Affair, 340, 130, or 2 Catnip, $1.20 for the place, 220 and 120 if it gets it, and 11 Winged Hope, $3.
Tropical Affair. Number 10's got it on the inside. Tropical Affair. Hang on a second. Number 10 went up in the frame twice. There's the print up. It's won by a nose. Tropical Affair. It was just going to have a margin to win, but right on the line, Catnip's come back at it again and has gone down by the narrowest possible margin. The winner is number 10, Tropical Affair, ridden by Damien Oliver. Number 2, Catnip, Stephen King. I think it half brought about its own defeat, Catnip, because it wanted to lay in and had the head on the side for the greater portion of the race. And third, going to number 11, that's Winged Hope, ridden by Gavin Eade. So,
all right, 10 to 11, the first Melbourne race.
He's onto his rostrum, has the button now, and they steady down in the gates, and they're off. Came away in a nice even line. Purist and Niagara on the outside are the best out, and the riders of the two horses are both keen to lead, with Niagara taking over now. Pragmatism settles in third place, followed by Stately King, and a length away Master Raider. Then Ardeed, and over the rising Crows Before Dawn, a fair way back, 3 deep, and is over racing in the early part. And then Luigi the Great, and off the map as last. The pace slowed suddenly up front. The rider of Niagara stacks them up and leads by a length and a half to Crows Before Dawn, whipping around the outside into second place. Pragmatism third, Purist is fourth, a length and a half to Stately King on the outside of Master Raider. A gap then to Ardeed, and a half length away over the rising, and off the map, and Luigi the Great are the joint tail enders. Over the crossing at the 800 mark, the leader is Niagara, showed the way by a length or a bit more to Crows Before Dawn. Pragmatism third, Purist is fourth, a length and a half then to Master Raider, getting a cosy run on the inside of Stately King. A gap to Ardeed on the inside of Over the Rising. Luigi the Great about to stride up 3 deep, and off the map as last as they near the turn. Niagara's the leader by 3/4 to Crows Before Dawn. Pragmatism in third place, Purist on the outside, then Stately King and Over the Rising, followed by Master Raider, who's held up for a run fleetingly. On top of the rise, Niagara tackled in earnest by Crows Before Dawn. They're clear of Purist and Pragmatism, running on pretty well, and then Master Raider. Niagara kicked. He's got 3/4 of a length on Crows Before Dawn. Pragmatism and Purist are getting out after this leader. Niagara still in front, Purist on the outside, Pragmatism in the middle as they hit the line, and Purist, I'd say. Purist on the outside by a breath to Niagara. In third place, Pragmatism in between them, followed by Master Raider. Then off the map, Crows Before Dawn felt the weight in the last bit. At the head of the others are Ardeed, from Over the Rising, Luigi the Great, and last is Stately King. I thought Niagara was going to stage the biggest form reversal of all time. Stone motherless last on this track last Saturday week in a similar type race. Today he improved 27.5 lengths, but Purist has thwarted him, I'd say, on the outside, even though he's got his head up a bit as they came to the line. Purist. Pragmatism, I thought Niagara had run second. I'm not so sure now looking at that. Let's watch it again from this angle. Still in front, 1 stride from home, Niagara, but Purist has lunged, and he'll get it, Purist, but gosh, it's hard to line up the other two. I just can't see Pragmatism's melon stuck in between the other two horses. It's a 3-way photo, a thrilling finish in the Battle Heights welter. Purist on the outside, ridden by Lane Maloney. Niagara, Brian York on the fence, fighting back very strongly, and in between them, Pragmatism. Now, the sectional times, the first 800, 49.36. The last 600, 34.72. The gross is 135.76, 49.36, 34.7. Niagara, 12, 1 and 4. Purist first, Pragmatism second, Niagara third. Officially fourth was number 11, Off the Map, and fifth was number 10, and that was Master Raider.
And away they go. They've gone away only fairly. Miss Alira slowly out. First to go, Valley Scene. Amati's a Clatorial Dancer. And Raw Mystique over on the outside. Export Fee is working forward in that division as they settle. Behind those, Lancerette from Replicate. As they work to the 1600-metre mark, Belch back behind it. Case closed. Miss Alira 2. Last of all is Sea Gems. Inside the 1600 and the stable mates, Valley Scene and Export Fee, the joint leaders. Out deep is going forward, Oriole Dancer. Amati's a Clat getting on heels, then a length to Replicate. On the inside of it is Lancerette 2 to Belch, then Raw Mystique, who drifts back on the outside, Miss Alira. Second last, Case closed, and a length off last of all is Sea Gems, a dozen off the lead. 1300 metres out as they work it on the back, and now Oriole Dancer takes a clear lead. Out by 3 lengths to Valley Scene, a length and a quarter, then comes on the outside Export Fee. Amati's a Clat on the inside of the next bunch. 2 lengths further back then was Replicate. With it, Lancerette nicely placed. 1 to Miss Alira, Belch, with him Raw Mystique, Case closed. And last of all is Sea Gems, who's now about 15 lengths off this leader as they race inside the 1000-metre mark, and it's Oriole Dancer 4 clear of Valley Scene. Ahead away then Export Fee, 1.5 to Amati's a Clat and Replicate. Lancerette trying to get away from the inside. Around it goes Miss Alira as they race to the turn. 2.5 to Raw Mystique. Belch back behind it, Sea Gems, and now last is Case closed. On the corner, 650 out, Oriole Dancer coming back only a length in front of Valley Scene, Export Fee, then Replicate. Amati's a Clat deeper out, Miss Alira as they corner. Lancerette sticking there at the inside from Raw Mystique, Belch, and then comes Sea Gems and Case closed. Inside the 400-metre mark, Oriole Dancer hard at it. Lancerette's got the run through on the inside now to go up and join it in the lead. Wider out on the track, Amati's a Clat, and then comes deep out Miss Alira, Raw Mystique, and Sea Gems inside the 300. Lancerette in front here of Oriole Dancer, Belch, and on the outside Amati's a Clat weakening. Raw Mystique running on with Sea Gems, but clear Lancerette. Belch on the outside is trying hard from Raw Mystique, but Lancerette hands and heels is going to be too good. Lancerette wins by 2.25 on the line. 2 Belch, 3rd in Raw Mystique, 4th Sea Gems, then Oriole Dancer, Case closed. Behind it Amati's a Clat, Miss Alira, Replicate, Valley Scene, with Export Fee the last 2 in.
And the winner number 2, Lancerette, 3.30 and 1.50. 8 Belch, 2.50. Third 9 Raw Mystique, 1.90.
2 Lancerette to return $4 and 1.70. Number 8 for second, Belch to return $2.90, and 9 Royal Mystique $1.80. Okay, the late scratching there of number 5 Royal Cabin. Shortly the Newcastle preview.
Now blue. Off this time, Pepper Girl was amongst the best out. Delightful Miss jumped well, and so did Express Odds, and Quack is going fast, followed closely by Susie Gay and Manana. Tamareo booting up on the inside, and then Specious, a length Life's a Rainbow, followed by Lady Zella. A length further back in the field on the extreme outside is Glorious Note, followed by Glams. Over on the inside, Miss Chanel, a long margin, Mycology, Dancing Colour second last, and Blue Dory is tailed right off. They gallop up to the corner, and Quack out of the good mare Mother Duck. Quack in front of half length on Pepper Girl. In the 3rd position, Delightful Miss Tamareo, 4th hugging the rails, and about a length the Species, 3 Manana and Life's a Rainbow. 250 to go. Quack the inside and Pepper Girl, a half length Delightful Miss, and then Species, Tamareo and Manana heads the others. Pepper Girl put her head in front of Quack, 150 to go. Species and Delightful Miss are battling on well, but it's Pepper Girl in front. Here comes Manana. Manana gobbled up Pepper Girl, and Manana a big win. Manana from Pepper Girl, Species 3rd, then Delightful Miss Tamareo, Life's a Rainbow, Quack. Further back in the field, Express Odds and Glams, and then Dancing Colour, Blue Dory, followed home by Miss Chanel, and then Mycology, followed by Lady Zella, and a couple of erratic ones skirting the outside fence, Glorious Note, and tailed right off Susie Gay.
9 Manana Super Tab $12, $2.60. 12 Pepper Girl $1.20. 14 Species $10. Correct weight Queanbeyan
has returned $11 and 70 cents the win, and $2.50 for the place. Pepper Girl was being hailed the winner near the 200, but then Manana, she got a clear run and she overpowered Pepper Girl. Number 12, Pepper Girl has run second, and she'll pay $1.40. And number 14, Species, a stablemate of the winner, 3rd, and the dividend $9.80. Manana by Crown Jester from K. Sarah, owned by the Woodland Stud Syndicate, J. Hawkes, J. Cassidy. beating Pepper Girl, a filly by Rory's Jester from Constant Flight, B. Guy L. Cassidy, and a Specious by Night Shift from Crystal Coin, Jayhawks R.M. Quinn. 9, 12, 14 a semaphore. The official fourth was number 3, Delightful Miss. They've run 58.09. 58.09 just outside Triske's race record of 57.90. Got to the line very, very well indeed, Manana, as she did in her heat. Tougher assignment today, and she came through it with flying colours. The Quinella, $13.30, Exacta $37.40, and the trifecta is not yet available.
Now, and from the outside, Spellmaker actually beat them out. Param away okay and straight wilder. Then Steady. Lord Bartholomew was working up and over on the outside. Gold Valley got chopped out there, Lord Bartholomew. Mazare back behind those, and Cockatiel deep out on the track. And at the head of the others then came at the well back in the field as they settle with straight wilder now as they come down towards the 500-metre mark. On the outside, Spellmaker in front, second place in Gold Valley. Lord Bartholomew is third. Then comes Mr. Miller. Mazare over on the inside, a length of straight wilder. Steady further back, Cockatiel, and Param dropped out at the 300-metre mark, and the leader Spellmaker. Steady won't go straight, switches to the outside. Straight wilder getting up on the inside. Spellmaker in front here. Straight wilder on the inside is coming after it, and then Steady, straight wilder. Spellmaker driving all over the track, and straight wilder on the inside has dived through and wins comfortably. Straight wilder comes away and scores by 2.5 to Spellmaker, who was all over the shop. Third in Steady. Next then came Mr. Miller. Behind it, Lord Bartholomew, Cockatiel, Mazare. Gold Valley was last, bar one Param, who just refused to stretch out at any stage.
10 straight wilder, $68.40 and $13.60. 8 Spellmaker, $1.30. 9 Steady, $2.30.
And on the Super Tab, 10 straight wilder, 61.20 and 10.10. Number 8 Spellmaker to pay $1.30, and 8 Spellmaker. 9 rather, Steady for third, $2.20. So they should be 10, 8, 9 there, just about set Queanbeyan.
Came down the straight like a crab, particularly when under pressure in the last 300 metres of the race, and straight wilder tracked right down the outside and took the position that Spellmaker had. And Spellmaker just shifted around, went back in almost to the centre of the track when they'd gone over the line.
All right, we'll leave Brian there.
Away they go. Perfect Rapture actually first to leave the 1400 boxes. Dr. Squill sitting at his girth. A length away third is Try Time wide. Cossamar in the middle. Delinquent on the fence. Then Azalo. And the last couple being Amareb on the outside of Sharp Rouge. As they race down past the 1200 metres, and Perfect Rapture left alone in front by a length on Dr. Squill. 1.5 to Try Time. 3/4 Delinquent. A half further back Cossamar. Just over a length then coming Azalo. Sharp Rouge next to last, and a length further back is Amareb. Perfect Rapture the favourite. Makes the run over the crossing at the 850 by a length on Dr. Squill. Travelling third is Try Time. Delinquent on the inside fourth. Cossamar is next in the middle, and Azalo out 3 and 4 wide. Sharp Rouge next to last, and Amareb whips them in back about 8 lengths from the leader, Perfect Rapture. And along past the 600 they go. Perfect Rapture. J.A. Cassidy has a quick peep to the left side and saw that Kevin Moses on Dr. Squill was sitting about 3/4 of a length behind him. Third on the inside, Delinquent from Try Time. Cossamar is trying to get out from Azalo. Sharp Rouge and Amareb down to the 250, and Perfect Rapture fighting on a half length. Dr. Squill, Cossamar, then comes Delinquent, and the others headed by Amareb. Perfect Rapture still the leader down to the 100 metres. Cossamar's in hot pursuit now. Perfect Rapture just the leader. Cossamar trying valiantly, but Perfect Rapture will hang on. Perfect Rapture a short neck. Cossamar. Amareb third from Dr. Squill. Delinquent. Sharp Rouge, Azalo, and Try Time at the tail of the field.
2 Perfect Rapture, 330, 150, 6 Cossamar, 175, Amareb, 170.
6 and 5 for Miners. Cossamar at 150, and Amareb number 5 at $1.90. Now the New South Wales should pay. He's been consistent, this fella. Perfect Rapture, a brown gelding 7 by Zoffany from Perfect Bliss, trained by Brian Callaghan in Queanbeyan for Mrs. M.A. Callaghan and Ms. J.R. Baker. And that's a winning double for Jim Cassidy, taking the second, the Widdon on Manana. Perfect Rapture has had 51 starts, 13 wins, 7 seconds and 9 thirds, and it's fair to say that this has probably been his best preparation. He's been most consistent. Had run a good third here on Wednesday behind Mushy in a welter handicap and he looked well placed this afternoon. Jimmy took him to the lead. He wasn't greatly pressured in front, and he was able to hang on and win quite handily from Cosima, a chestnut mare 5 by Clear Choice from Smooch, trained by Guy Walter, ridden by Glenn Boss, and number 5 Amareb is by Esperanto from Flash Shot by Brown Gelding 5 Robert Johnson at Hawkesbury. Rodney Quinn, number 9, was 4th, and that was Dr. Squill. The overall time was good. In fact, it's only 0.05 outside of Prince Ferraz Shah's long-standing record, in fact established here in February of 1980. They've run 121.75 and the sectional 34.19. This track is certainly on fire. The New South Wales Quinella 4.60, an exacta of $8.90, and the trifecta $27.20. Cosima racing quite consistently, but just struggling to get into the winner's circle.
Racing now. Oh, they've come away in an absolutely perfect line. Elsielma, Danbois and Poetic Evidence are the first to show out. Arabian Poppy hunting up on the inside to take a good posse from the Nushka. Drifting back, Tersina, Black Pepper is last. Back with My Rebecca, Talak Toff. Ace Lean it over on the outside of those as they is above the crowd. As they come down to the 1,000-metre mark, it's Poetic Evidence taking a clear lead from Elsielma. Arabian Poppy is third. Danbois coming away from the rails fourth and out 3 deep above the crowd. A length away, My Rebecca and the Nushka. Talak Toff, then comes Tersina, Acelene and Black Pepper on the inside. At the 800-metre mark before the turn, Poetic Evidence by 3 parts of a length to Elsielma, who's pulling a fraction second. 2 away, Arabian Poppy over on the inside of Danbois. Then above the crowd, Acelene, Tersina coming to the outside, followed by Nanushka. Well back, Acelene, Black Pepper and My Rebecca as they corner. 500 metres out, and Poetic Evidence is going to lead them into the straight from Elsielma. Arabian Poppy needing a run, the widest runner, Tersina. Danbois above the crowd are there, and further back comes Talak Toff, Acelene, My Rebecca. 400 metres out, and here Elsielma raced up to hit the lead. Tersina shaken up on the outside, and Danbois in the centre. Arabian Poppy is struggling, and further back Talak Toff. Elsielma inside the 200-metre mark in front. Tersina above the crowd, and Danbois trying hard. It's in front, Elsielma. Danbois above the crowd. Elsielma holding them at bay, and Elsielma gets in. Elsielma wins by a half length of Danbois and above the crowd. Nothing in it there. Fourth in Tersina from Talak Toff. Then came Arabian Poppy, Acelene, followed by Nanushka, Black Pepper, My Rebecca, and the early leader, Poetic Evidence, carved up to run last.
Number 4, Elsielma, $6.80 and $2.20. Photo for the minors, 3 above the crowd, $5.40, 11 Danbois, $1.60.
Super tab there for Elsielma to pay $7.10 and $2.10. Close for the minors. Number 11 Danbois, $1.60, 3 above the crowd, $5.
Pretty well. It looked as if it was pulling just to coming up by the 800-metre mark. It was probably more Oliver just holding it back underneath him than the horse was pulling, but it dashed to the lead just after turning for home, and it's basically the last they saw of it. It's only won by a half length, but was never ever going to be beaten all the way up the straight. Number 3 has run second. Above the crowd has got there, ridden by Paul Den Hertog, and 11 Danbois, ridden by Stephen King.
4-3-11 there to race 4 at Flemington.
At the barrier and moving forward at...
Racing this time. He jumped away quite well, Al Mansour. It was a pretty good start, and Spy King goes to the front about a half length or so, and all the chat really racing the Queenslander. Third is Graham's Choice and a couple in force, followed by Al Mansour on the inside. Trapped out a little deep as My Halo broke as they settled down, followed then by Bojo and Accuse. A couple keeping up and a length Volcanic Sparkle. The leader Spy King, 7.50 to go, a half length all the chat, a length and a half to Graham's Choice. Al Mansour on the inside, travelling fourth, and 2 lengths in fourth. 3 to My Halo broke, and then Accuse on the inside. Bojo it's out at 2 lengths then to keeping up and a length Volcanic Sparkle. They come to the corner on the Brian Crowley, and all the chat shows the way Spy King is hanging badly. Third is Al Mansour waiting for the run. Nothing there at the moment, followed by Graham's Choice in fourth, and My Halo broke. Accuse a long way back. They come down to the 250. There's room for Al Mansour now. He's going after all the chat very, very quickly and sticking on well. Graham's Choice and Spy King. Brereton gets stuck into Al Mansour. He got to all the chat, Spy King, the other Queenslander, and now My Halo broke. Al Mansour still in front, but Al Mansour the inside, or My Halo broke. Spy King between them, third, a great finish, followed by Bojo, Accuse, all the chat, and then keeping up. Further back was Enforce, Graham's Choice, and last was Volcanic Sparkle. Photo. By gee, this horse on the outside has come quickly. The 2 Queenslanders had it between them. until about the last 25 metres, when My Halo Broke loomed up on the outside, and it rests between One Al Mansour on the inside at 290 and 150, and My Halo Broke on the outside in another head-bobbing finish. The free shot showing the inside horse Al Mansour, the ground shot showing the inside horse Al Mansour as the winner. Whether that will be in actual fact, time will tell. 290, 150 in the New South Wales wash-up. My Halo Broke wide out, number 9, was about 580 and 190. And the other Queenslander in the race, Spy King, didn't he run a ripper? Number 6, after hanging on the corner, was $21 approximate and $3.80 on the place tote. So it looks on the freeze and longer shot like Al Mansour hanging on to beat the outside horse, My Halo Broke, with Spy King only inches away in 3rd position. The time for the race was 1:08.88. 1:08.88. The sectional time was 34.94. 34.94. That time of 1:08.88 is again not far outside of the race record held by You Bet I Do at 1:08.70. So we still stand by for the photo finish. It on both camera shots looks to the inside Al Mansour. Whether the judge will show it that way, well, time will tell. My Halo Broke wide out, but Al Mansour's got it. Number 1 is the winner. Number 1 is first. That is Al Mansour, ridden by Danny Brereton. Number 9 is second. My Halo Broke, ridden by B. York. Number 6 third. Spy King, ridden by K. Moses. The winner trained by Bruce McLaughlin for A.J. Williams, J.G. Richards, Dr. E.S. Williams, Mrs. M. Duncombe and Mr. J.W. Hawkins. A brown gelding.
Racing now. They're going away in a pretty fair line. Hornet near the inside. Wood Street, Norfolk Island. I Wonder away quickly with Backslapper and also Propaganda. Mungadatari on the outside is working up to join the lead. Pete the Painter easing back with Windoza, Camargo, and last of all is Radira. As they settle, we've got a mad charge where the top weight takes over now. Mungadatari leads from Zamanui getting to second. I Wonder dropping to the rails third. A rounded Backslapper, Wood Street on the inside of Norfolk Island. A length further back then Pete the Painter posted deep around Propaganda. Hornet over on the inside, Windoza. They're pretty tightly packed. A length then to Camargo and Radira last as they swing by the 1400 metre point. The leader Mungatatari leading by 3 parts of a length. Now joined on the outside by Pete the Painter. He couldn't get in the Painter, so he's gone up to join the lead. 2 lengths away to Zamanui. A half on the inside, I Wonder. 1.5 to Backslapper, Wood Street. Then in the orange colours on the outside, Propaganda. Norfolk Island is next on the rails. 1 away, Hornet, followed by Windoza. Niggled at. Well back, Camargo and Radira together at the rear, but both starting to commence to make ground inside the 1,000. Where Mungadatari leading by a length and a half to Pete the Painter. I Wonder on the inside. Comes away from the rails now to go up and join the leader. 2.5 to Zamanui, back to 4th from Wood Street, then Backslapper. Well back, Hornet over on the inside. Propaganda to the outer, followed by Norfolk Island. Camargo still with a lot of work to do. Back with it, Radira and Windoza as they come to the turn. 600 metres out, and I Wonder dashed away here from Pete the Painter on the inside. Mungadatari. Backslapper is next, then comes Propaganda. Wood Street further back in the field. At the head of the others, Hornet over on the inside, and then Camargo now starting to come deep. 400 metres out. I Wonder grabbed by Backslapper. Propaganda on the inside, Mungadatari, and Camargo coming up the lot of them out wide. 300 metres out. Backslapper in front. Camargo on the outside. Pete the Painter struggling with Propaganda in the centre. Backslapper still in front. Camargo on the outside and Propaganda. Backslapper in front on the outside. Camargo. They're all tied. It's in front. Backslapper near home from Propaganda, and Backslapper gets in. Backslapper by 3 parts Propaganda. 3rd place in Camargo, and over on the inside Mungadatari who's stuck on. Radira made ground. Norfolk Island, Windoza, Zamanui, followed by Pete the Painter. Then Wood Street, Hornet, and I Wonder, who dashed to the lead on the turn, is knocked up to run last.
Number 4 Backslapper, 29.90 the win, 7.30 the place, 10 Propaganda, 2.60, 13 Camargo, 1.90.
4 Backslapper, 28.50 and 7 even. Number 10 Propaganda, 2.60, 13 for 3rd Camargo, 2.10 at the start. Queanbeyan at the start, Perth.
1 spot, and the Backslapper has just been able to hang on after, first of all, Camargo just ran out of distance. Propaganda was running on reasonably well, or battling away reasonably well. But Backslapper, who 2 starts ago won the Elmore Cup up at Bendigo on a slow track, has been a little bit too strong here. By Bonamy out of Famous Rain, a Sovereign Slipper mare, raced by N. Steele. G and Mrs. B. Duff carries those famous Steele family colours of royal blue with a white sash. Trained by John Blakey at Geelong and ridden by Darren Gauci. So we've had Damien Oliver, Steve King, Rod Griffiths and Darren Gauci, our four top riders, riding winners here today.
From 9 by Halo Broken, 6 by King. They're racing. And something special didn't jump brilliantly. A stablemate, Stonyfell Road, one of the best away. Commencing very quickly was Arletty. Wider out as Alma Zayun. Blue Valley fourth the inside, then Eastern Princess. Truly Diamonds, Glitzy's caught out pretty wide and making ground now is the Warwick Farm trained horse, Admiring Glances, very wide out. Something Special's got a couple behind her as they sort themselves out, and they are Ingenuity and Golf Circuit. Racing onto the course proper, 9:50 to travel, and Alma Zayun the leader. Admiring Glances continuing that move to sit second. The third is Arletty. Stonyfell Road, one out, one back. Travelling fifth at the moment is Truly Diamonds, a length the Blue Valley, and Glitzy's out very deep, followed by Eastern Princess, and then comes Ingenuity, followed by Something Special, and Golf Circuit is the tail ender with 600 metres ahead of the field, and it's Alma Zayun, the 13-4 tote favourite in New South Wales, leading the way. 3/4 of a length or so on Admiring Glances. Arletty is over on the inside, third from Stonyfell Road. A length Truly Diamonds, Blue Valley, followed at the head of the others by Golf Circuit. Something Special, Stone Motherless last. They run down to the 200. Alma Zayun in front of Admiring Glances. Here's Stonyfell Road. She's putting in the big strides. Something Special starting to knuckle down to her work, but 4 or 5 lengths from a stablemate. Stonyfell Road in front of Admiring Glances. Arletty, Something Special, but a big win to Stonyfell Road. Well, for minors, we've got Arletty with Admiring Glances and Something Special all in a heap. Not far back, Ingenuity in company with Alma Zayun, Golf Circuit, Blue Valley, then Glitzy and Eastern Princess, and Truly Diamonds was absolute. By gee, Stonyfell Road isn't...
2 Stonyfell Road, 480, 180. Number 3, Arletty in there for the minors, 390. 6 was mentioned, Admiring Glances, 340. 9, Something Special, 2 even.
Has been able to score at $5.10 and $1.90. Arletty, number 3, was showing a dividend of $3 even. Admiring Glances, number 6 at $2.90. And up there, number 9, Something Special, if she ran into a hole, at $2 even. 2 will be the clear-cut winner. 16 starts, 5 wins, 4 seconds, 4 thirds. Very, very honest mare by Sovereign Red from Archduchess, a 4-year-old chestnut mare. Ron Quinton for G.M. Kelly, D.E. Moon and Dr. R.D. Diplock, and ridden a beautiful race by John Marshall. Nobody riding better than John Marshall. He settled her 1 out, 1 back in 4th position, to coin that trotting terminology, and she's gone right on with it. 2-3-6 official. Number 3, Arletty, second by Centane from Riverlet, a brown mare 4, trained by David O'Sullivan, K. Moses the rider, and 6, Admiring Glances, third, a chestnut mare 6 by Covetous from Valencia, Brian Smith, Len Beasley, and number 9, Something Special. As I say, got a mile out of her ground early, and she was standing her stablemate Stonyfell Road about the 200, something like 5 lengths. So she's run home reasonably well, but she was a model of consistency and wins again. Stonyfell Road. Quinella, $28.90, exacta $56.60, and the trifecta $361.30. The margins are 1.5 lengths with a half head, second and third. 1.5, a half a head, 121.8. That's better the race record. 121.8 has smashed Chlorophyll's previous of 122.64. And the sectional was 34.89, 34.89. So yet another race record here over the AJC Spring Carnival. More Sydney after all.
Okay, updating Brisbane race 5, 1 Irish Bluff, $4, 1.6.
Racing now. They've jumped away in a good line. Spina, one of the first out over on the outside with Jingle Bells. Graceful Emma began quickly, and also Queen Marauding. Fanciful Lady is up there with them. Persuasion near the inside of Malpy Drive. As they settle, Vargas Diamond, Talk It Over, back into the field. Royal Agenda, Dream of the Nile. Spina's dropped back as they race to the 800-metre mark, where Persuasion goes to the outside with Jingle Bells. Fanciful Lady is third, Of Happiness. Then a Malpy Drive over on the inside of those. Vargas Diamond, Graceful Emma, a Spina. Then Queen Marauding, who's buried away in the pack, deeper out on the track, or nearer to the inside, I should say. Here's a Harlem Gold with Talk It Over, getting clear. Dream of the Nile. A Spina back near the top, but only about 4 lengths first to last. At the 400-metre mark, they're jammed here, where Persuasion leads Fanciful Lady. Jingle Bells on the outside of Malpy Drive, Vegas Diamond. Then Royal Agenda trying to get through Queen Marauding, and also a Spina trying to find a way. Graceful Emma, Dream of the Nile, Talk It Over, and back behind them Harlem Gold inside the 200. A Malpy Drive, Fanciful Lady. Lady Jingle Bells and Royal Agenda on the inside. A spinner going for the run, Amalfi Drive, headed by Royal Agenda. Royal Agenda in front near the line from Amalfi Drive, and Royal Agenda gets in. Royal Agenda beat Amalfi Drive.